It seems no one's talking about this feature that's returning this weekend during Shadow Ho Raid Day. Well, today I'm going to tell you all about that event, break it down, and give you guys the best tips to make sure you catch a bunch of Shadow Ho-Ohs, maybe a couple shinies, and have a blast. This event is Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 5 p.m. at your local time, in which Shadow Ho will be spawning everywhere at gyms, refreshing every single 30 minutes. Defeat one of these raids and you will be able to catch Shadow Ho-Oh, which will know its legacy move Frustration, but it will be a Team Go Rocket event, so you can use any TM to instantly remove that move. Shadow Ho raids, by the way, will have a 1 in 10 shiny odds, so absolutely amazing shiny odds, and you have better odds of leaving with a shiny than not. Now, the great thing about these raid days is the free raid passes. Yes, you will be able to claim 7 total free raid passes from spinning gyms. Now, these are the orange raid passes, so you can only hold 1 at a time. You have to use 1, spin, etc., etc. But you will be able to claim 7 and technically 8 if you end up saving a raid pass from the day before, for a total of 8 Shadow Ho raids. Also new this week, Shadow raids can now be done with remote raid passes, and this is a permanent update. Specifically as well, the remote raid limit will be increased to 20 from Saturday, January 18th, 4 p.m. to January 19th, 7 p.m. Pacific time if you want to do some Shadow Ho raids from home. 5-star Shadow raids also will now have a IV floor of 10, 10, 10, meaning there is a 1 in 216 chance of it being 100% IV and a 1 in 8 chance of getting a Shadow Legendary that you can purify into a hundo. So if you need a hundo Ho-Oh purified, the odds are high this weekend. Now you see there's a thing that's going on in this event that we've only seen once ever in Pokemon Go, in which back during a Dragon event, we were able to use a regular charge TM on Salamence to teach it Outrage. And this feature is coming back. Yes, during Shadow Ho Raid Day, use a regular charge TM on a Ho-Oh or a Shadow Ho, and it will get Sacred Fire, its legacy move. This is absolutely amazing. It allows you to save elite TMs. I highly recommend, if there's one reason to play this event, it's just for the fact that you can go through your storage, use regular TMs on your Ho's, and give them Sacred Fire. This is definitely a premier move, and as we talk about Shadow Ho later in this video and how good it is, you're definitely going to want this move on this Pokemon. Now, of course, Niantic, there is a ticket available. Specifically, you can pay $5 USD or whatever that is in your conversion to gain a total of 8 extra raid passes for a total of 15 free raid passes on the day, or technically 16 if you save one from the previous day. You'll also be getting 50% more XP when you complete a raid, so you will get 15,000 XP per raid or 30,000 if you have a lucky egg on. You'll also be getting 2 times Stardust every time you complete a raid. You'll have an increased chance of getting rare XL candies when you complete a raid, and there's the option to buy this ticket in the web store, the Shadow Ho Raid Day Ultra Ticket Box. That is a long name. That will get you the raid day ticket, and it will get you 1 raid pass for free. So I highly recommend you buy it if you are gonna buy it through the web shop. So as you can see, overall, whether you buy the ticket or not, this event is definitely worth playing. But Dax, is it really? Because the question is Shadow Ho actually good in Pokemon Go? Let's talk about it. Okay, Shadow Ho, you're looking at the number 14 fire type raid attacker in Pokemon Go with Sacred Fire, which of course you will have Sacred Fire. In terms of a flying type raid attacker, you do need to get lucky to get Hidden Power flying on your Ho. If you don't know how Hidden Power works, every specific Pokemon will have a random chance of getting one of the 18 Hidden Powers. So if you did get a Shadow Ho with the Hidden Power flying, you're looking at the number 6 overall flying type attacker in Pokemon Go. So keep an eye on what Hidden Power type you catch on your Shadow Ho's. But raids is not where the power of this Pokemon stop. Shadow Ho is actually ranked number 166 in the Ultra League and ranked number 11 in the Master League. I've personally played with Ho-Oh. It is a beast, an amazing sweeper Pokemon that if you give it 2 shields, it has some very hard-hitting charge moves. The best moveset on Shadow Ho for PvP is going to be Incinerate, Brave Bird, and Legacy Sacred Fire. Okay, now we know Shadow Ho is worth getting, but how do you actually take this beast down? Well, Shadow Ho is a flying and fire type Pokemon, giving it a weakness to water, electric, and a double weakness to rock. So as you can tell, most of our counters will be rock types. The best megas will be in order: Mega Diancie, Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Tyranitar, Mega Rayquaza, and Mega Aggron. For shadow counters, Shadow Rampardos, Shadow Rhyperior, Shadow Gigalith, Shadow Aerodactyl, Shadow Aggron, Shadow Alolan Golem, Shadow Omastar, and Shadow Golem will be the best counters. Finally, for regular counters, Rampardos, Tyrantrum, Terrakion, Rhyperior, Gigalith, Tyranitar, Aerodactyl, Landorus Incarnate, Aggron, and Aurorus. Shadow Ho can be taken down with 3 trainers. I'd recommend probably 4 or 5 to be safe taking it down. There's a couple strategies you can follow to go ahead and make it easier. Once Shadow Ho's HP drops to 50%, it will become enraged, and the whole raid lobby as a collective can use 8 purified gems to take it out of this enraged state. This will make it a lot easier to take down. Make sure you have your purified gems on hand by defeating different grunts to collect the shards. You can also use party play. I highly recommend you party up with your friends because you will be doing more fast move damage, and it will double the damage of your charge moves. Party play is a necessity when you're playing any raid day or raid focused event. Finally, having a Mega active, definitely a rock type Mega, is going to be good, but specifically Mega Aerodactyl is amazing amazing counter because it is a flying type mega, meaning you will get more Ho-Oh, Candy, and XL Candy when you go ahead and catch it in the catch screen, but it will also be doing super effective damage. Mega Aerodactyl is definitely the best mega to have during this event, but if you don't have one, we'll cover some other megas you can use. Now, once you do defeat a Shadow Ho-Oh, whether it's weather boosted or not, will change what the 100% IV is. 2207 CP is the 100% Shadow Ho from a raid for non-weather boosted conditions, and if you're catching Shadow Ho's in sunny or windy weather, 2759 is going to be the 100% IV. So I highly recommend you note those down so you know if you're staring at a hundo and you should really focus up on throwing the ball. Now, Ho obviously is a Pokemon that is going to require a lot of candies, and specifically in Shadow form, it's going to be even more expensive to power up. So how do we grind a lot of candies for Ho during a raid day like this? First of all, you can try your luck at Pineapple Berries, and more recommended Silver Pineapple Berries when catching Ho's. Catch a Pokemon on a regular Pineapple Berry, it will multiply your catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.34, but Silvers will also make it easier to catch that Pokemon. Highly recommend you try to focus on using Silver Pineapples on Ho-Oh or Golden Raspberries to make it easier to catch. You can also Mega Evolve a Pokemon. As I mentioned before, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with the Mega, you'll be getting more candies and XL candies and even XP for catching Pokemon of that type. Now, obviously, Aerodactyl is probably the best Mega to go with because it is not only a good counter, but also will get you more catch candy. But if you don't have that, some other Megas you can Mega Evolve for more catch candy include Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Pidgeot, Mega Pinsir, Mega Houndoom, Mega Blaziken, Mega Salamence, Mega Rayquaza, or Primal Groudon. Mega Evolve any of those, but Aerodactyl is definitely the best. Finally, you can transfer Pokemon on January 28th from 6 to 7 p.m. is Young Goose Spotlight Hour with the bonus of 2 times transfer candy. If you can hold on to your Shadow Ho's until then, transfer them then, you'll be getting 2 candies for Ho instead of 1, and it's definitely worth it for these rare legendaries that are hard to get candies for. Now, you do need 35 Platinum Medals, go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go, so which ones can we really work on during this raid day? First of all, the Rising Star Medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. If you've never raided a Ho before, highly recommend you get out for this, not only to get it for your Pokedex, but also to get you a point towards the Rising Star Medal. And then the Battle Legend Medal, win 2,000 legendary raids. This is going to be all about the legendary raids this weekend, taking down as many Shadow Ho's as you can to get points towards this medal. Finally, some other tips. First of all, make sure you have a buddy that's at least a Great Buddy level when trying to catch Shadow Ho's, because if Ho actually knocks that ball back, the Great Buddy will have a chance to do the Buddy Bounce Back and throw that ball back at Ho, saving you one of those valuable Premier Balls. I also recommend you guys download Campfire if you haven't. This is an amazing app to find meetups, especially for things like Shadow Ho-Oh, where it's really hard to go ahead and find players to take it down. You can come over on Campfire, sign yourself up if you're not already on it, click View All, and it'll show you different events coming up and different meetups in the local area. For example, we have a Mega Gallade Raid Day meetup, a Palkia Raid Day meetup, and there will probably be added a Shadow Ho Raid Day meetup where I can go find those trainers to find people to take them down. There's also in-person rewards you can get if you go to these meetups, click Join Meetup, and when you're there, you can click the check-in button and get exclusive researches during these meetups. Finally, highly recommend you download all assets if you haven't. In the advanced section of your settings, this will download all the assets off of Wi-Fi to your phone, making you a much more smooth gameplay experience. I know this is especially hard for some people who have terrible phones. If you download all assets, it's going to make your gameplay much smooth because it's actually just pulling it from the phone instead of the internet. If you learned something in this video, you will also learn something from the one below, so definitely recommend you watch that. Good luck during Shadow Ho Raid weekend. I wish you guys the best of luck with the shinies or whatever you're trying to get, and follow for more tips. Peace.